Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Now today I've been wanting to do this plant for a while, but I was waiting for them to flower, but only one of them decided to flower. But these are my African violets. Now look how gorgeous these leaves and flower are. Isn't that absolutely divine? This is one of the hybrids of African violets. Like, there are about 20 species in the wild that are like the normal ones, and then this one is one of the hybrids. The reason why, and I know this because this guy usually produces pink flowers. Now the reason why he is like this and not gorgeous like this guy is this guy got attacked by thrips and nearly decimated him, because I actually used to have a third African violet, which was a light purple one, and the thrips ate him like there was no tomorrow. So I'm down to 2. Now I'm gonna put this guy down because this one's my favorite. Yeah, I purchased this guy just last fall from my local co-op, and he was actually bought as a present to me by an ex from Sobeys here on the island. So, and my original light purple African violet was also a gift as well from one of those same exes. So when he passed, I wasn't upset because, well, and I probably won't be sad if that one decides to not make it. So I'm going to concentrate on this one because since he's my favorite. And like I said, I've been wanting to do my African violets since a while, but I've been waiting for him to flower, or actually either one of them to flower. Now, they're proper, but as I was saying, 20 species in the wild, and there are also, I think, 31 hybrids of African violets, because the pink one is a hybrid. Pink and red are not found in the wild, and the same goes with African violets that are where the leaves are variegated. Those are not found in the wild either. Yes, Demeter, I know, I see you, I love you. The only time they want attention is when I'm busy. Now, Streptocarpus ionanthus, I think that, yeah, that's their Latin name. They're also called Streptocarpus Saint Lucius or Lillian, Saint Lillian. It's now Streptocarpus ionanthus. I think I'm saying that right. Is what their Latin name and categorized as now. The other one was when they were first discovered back in 1892, when they first became part of the cultivar. And that was by a German botanist. His name is escaping me right now. It'll come to me eventually. But again, African violet are not true violets. No, they actually look like violets, and the person that discovered them is the reason why he called them African violets, because they are native to Africa, like Tanzania and Kenya. And I believe the original name of these plants was the Usambara violet. Yes, because they're named after a tribe that was in that area, or mountain, or which not. But yeah, but these guys are endangered in their native homes, like certain species of them, and some of them are near threatened. So they're kind of like a little, it's hard to say which exactly ones are endangered and which exactly ones are threatened based on where they are. But gorgeous plants. African violets are like a fuzzy leaf plant, so they do get hairs quite easily. And because of the way these guys are, they don't like to have water on their leaves. If I can find a spot where water may have gotten onto him while I was watering, because I know this one does have, yeah. this leaf here, I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera. But see that like area that's a light, like right here? It's technically, it's brown, I look at it, but the camera is showing it. Maybe if I stick my thumb behind there, now you can see the brown. But that's because water had rested on it, and they don't like having water rest on their leaves for too long. So when you are watering them, it's always best to water, like bottom water them. So like he's in a cash pot, and I just stick water in the bottom and I let him soak it up when I can without having to get the leaves too wet. Kim, go away. Yes. Now, red and pink are hybrids. They are not found in the wild. However, violet, purple, pale blue, and white. Those ones are found in the wild. But red and pink are not. Gorgeous colors, but they're not. Those are definitely hybrids. If you're looking for a true, oh my God, Demeter, a true African violet. Now the best thing about African violets is they are non-toxic to cats. Yes. These will not make them sick. They will enjoy chewing on them or whatnot and eating them, but you don't have to worry about them getting sick or dying. Now, when it comes to watering, I'll water this guy because he's in a smaller pot. I'll water him roughly every 11 days. Or no, he's 11 days, this one's 9 days. And I'll wait until they're at a moisture level 3. Yeah, a level 3 on the moisture meter. Sorry, excuse me. I think it's her. Yeah. And when it comes to fertilizing, I'll fertilize this guy every second watering, mostly because trying to get him to come back. And this guy will be done every third watering. Okay, Demeter. Yeah. And the types of fertilizer I use is the all-purpose, and I use the Schultz. You can use the flowering plant food for them because of the flowers. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now, and I didn't buy any more because I'm kind of more or less concentrating on getting him back through leaf growth. Like, I'm not trying to make him flower, I'm trying to concentrate more of that energy into the roots and the leaves. Mostly because thrisp. But thrisp are one of their worst enemies. Also fungus gnats, aphids, and mealybugs. So, terrible enemies. You don't need to really clean them. They don't like, because with that spot I showed you, they don't like to be cleaned. But I do like dust them because these leaves, like cat hair sticks onto them terribly. And it's, see, look, just that little bit and they're stuck. And that's because of the velvet. So what I'll do is I'll take either a toothbrush or a little paintbrush and go over it to take off the hair. Like, the dust doesn't really bother them. I don't think it'll affect them, like their photosynthesis. I do it because I don't like the cat hair building up on them. Is my problems, because I have a lot of them. Now, you will not need to mist them. So again, as I said, no need of misting. Normal humidity is fine with them. They can handle dry air. So if you have a wood stove, these guys are fine. You won't have to worry about, maybe not right next to them, because the preferred temperatures of these guys are between 18 and 24 degrees Celsius. They can go outside too. So if you're in a hardiness zone, I think it's 9A, they can go outside year round. If not, you'll have to wait, bring them in, and I believe here on Cape Breton, and because I'm in a 5A, he can only handle being outside between June and September. So part sun, part shade. I have both of mine on my plant stand behind me here. So they'll get west facing light, they'll get a little bit of south facing light, at this time, spring and summer is when that south light comes in a lot. Not so much during the fall and winter, so I have a grow light above me here, and that substitutes a lot of the light. No, Demeter. Now when it comes to soil, I have them, I think he's currently in Coco Coir. Yes, I think it's, because I had to, yeah, it's Coco Coir mixed with perlite, just for the extra drainage. But you can use the all-purpose, but I would suggest adding perlite to them because they do like to have the extra drainage in their roots. Because they don't like, even though like they like to be drowned at that time, they don't like to stay in water, so they don't like their feet wet. So it's best to have the extra perlite and then dump the excess water once you're done. Are sensitive to drafts. They don't like cold. They don't like drafts. Because I think, is it him or him? Yeah, I think it's this guy here. Because I had tried putting him in the window to see if he could get more light. And I think it's, I'm not sure if the camera will be able to pick it up. This leaf right here. That. Like, I can see it fine with my eyes. Let's try and get you guys to see it. But see that little darker spot there? Yeah. I had forgotten in a drafty window. And that's cold damage. So they don't like drafts. They don't like the cold. Now, when it comes to certain common problems with these guys, like losing flowers, because these guys can flower year round. To ensure that he does flower year round, they need lots of water, and like the light has to be perfect, and you can't, and the fertilization has to be consistent. So if you underwater them, too much light, and under fertilize them, they won't keep these flowers, they'll fall off. But I mean, if you were concentrating more on like leaf growth, because these are just absolutely gorgeous leaves, then yeah, you can do that. You know, if you prefer to have the nutrients go to the leaves instead of the flowers, you can do that. Another issue with them is a rotting base, because can't see, because his base had rotted a little bit when I was trying to save him from the thriss. And I think that part is gone now, because this is another clipping. But on my other one, the base had rotted a little bit, and I cut it trying to save it after the thriss, and I failed. I succeeded with this guy, but not with him. And if you do have an African violet, leaves are gorgeous, everything is going great, but there's no flowers, that means not enough light. So, and for me, with these guys, like I said, I'm concentrating more on leaf growth with him, because I'm trying to bring him back, than this guy. This guy, I was kind of doing the same thing, concentrating on leaf growth, but then with spring outside and the sun was shining in, and it was giving him enough light, so he decided, oh, I'm going to flower, and he's really pretty. But yeah, nope, dandy little plant. These guys can live up to 50 years. 50 years. The longest one I ever saw, I think it was at least 15 years, and it was my Mamels. My Mamel had an African violet. And as long as I can remember, she had that one. And I think I was 15 or 16 when it died, if I can remember correctly. Yeah. 15 or 16 when it passed away. And I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. And I can't recall what it was, on why I just kicked the bucket. No. But I do believe this is as wide as they get. This is about 12 inches, which is I think 30 centimeters, and they can get to be about approximately 6 inches tall. And mine are with, so yeah, so 6 inches tall is 15 centimeters because 12 is 30, so it's half. And I think mine are maybe 3 or 4, or this guy is this. This guy might be only an inch. Yeah. So, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can give me a thumbs down. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And you shouldn't be put down for your opinion. Always have your own opinion. And if nobody agrees with you, move on. So, but if you really like the video, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. Live long, plant on.